us. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Frickin' Friday. Friday. Fry-yo, yay. Yay. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. I had a pretty busy day today. No. How about busy? Busy enough. How about that? Yeah. Another warning about, well, guess which superstar got a DUI? All right. Be careful on who you follow, man, because I'm telling you right now, these people, their job is to entertain us. And usually they just want to be the center of attention, like me. I like being the center of attention. All right. Tom Holland, and I love Spider-Man, just so you know. I love Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland's awesome. Cool. I like all the Spider-Mans. All right. He got sober and suddenly he's putting out an NA whiskey. Come on. They just want to sell you something. Okay? I'm sorry that Brittany got a DUI, but there's nothing I can do about it. If she doesn't want to work the program, she doesn't want to work the program. But these are the dangers that I see. Okay? Their job is to entertain you. That is it. They know nothing about the program. Okay, suddenly Oprah's sober. She wants to sell you something. Probably Ozempic. Ozempic probably cures alcoholism now. You get Ozempic. You get Ozempic. Michelle says, her again, I thought she was in the program. See? Who knows? See? Do you catch it? But now people have less trust in the program. When this happens, people have less trust in the program. All right? Was she in the program? I don't know. I don't think that if she was in the program, she certainly didn't work it. All right. I like these people too. Don't get me wrong. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. Just be careful. Just because they're popular doesn't mean that they're right. If they haven't done the work, they're 2 months sober. What happens if Jelly Roll has a and he's doing a lot of stuff, is he not? I mean, he's even opening up this land for free treatment and stuff. Good on him, man. Good on him. I think that's cool. Good on him. What happens if he gets drunk? Huh. Then people lose trust in the program. Anonymous. That's why anyway, at the same time, they can recover out loud as they want, out loud as they want to, right? Absolutely they can. But they better get some recovery first. All right. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. A couple of things going on today. Tonight, 6:30, Trudging with the Millers, first episode will be coming out. We will be doing that live, 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. I thought we were all going to be in one room, but the grandkids are throwing up. So I don't think they're going to be coming over. So we'll be in different spaces doing it for the first time, but that'll work out. It actually works out because when you're on camera, it looks more interviewy like that. So no worries. No big deal. It's good that we can change these things around. That's why I do it the way I do it in case something comes up. All right. And then today, I'm interviewing Mark Lundholm at 3 o'clock. He is a comedian and a great speaker. I'm really looking forward to that. That one will not be live. If I go live twice a day with two of those, I will wear you all out. And I would rather you watch. Honestly, I would rather that we had people at the family one. Honestly, there'll probably be more questions. Right. All right. Even ChatGPT is like, well, you should do the live with Mark Lundholm because he's a little bit more popular. I'm like, okay, we don't do it by popularity. We do it by need, buddy. We do it by what's right. So we're gonna pre-record, and he's okay with that. He's like, you can pre-record. Now I'm gonna have my own time with him. So great stuff, right? All right. Woo! Woo! Blah 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 blah. uh, Amber says, I think him and Bunny are drinking again. Scott said, wouldn't surprise me. Well, and now he's married to what's her name, whoever played Mary Jane, and she's a cool enough person, but I do not like her acting. I don't buy it. I think she's probably the worst Mary Jane. So him and Bunny, Bad Bunny, that bad Bunny. Michelle says, I meant to not send that last bilb. Okay. Let's get to Dion's Daily Funnies. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Why did the fishermen order the halibut? Just for the halibut. Why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he never lands. Hello, he never lands. Yeah, I do it. So they say something. Hey, Nick. Nick says Jelly Roll was really fake. Might still be. He was going to the program and preaching sobriety and getting caught drinking and drugging. Yeah, I already knew that. I called Jelly Roll out years ago. Great artist, fantastic artist, great singer. He is really good at creating songs where you can cry in your beer. Yes, those are crying in your beer songs. Okay. Those are not recovery songs. Save me. All right. Anyway. All right. It is what it is, right? What do you call a sleeping bull? A bulldozer. Yeah, bulldozer. Trying to remember what time I meet with my sponsee today. Is it at noon, dude? Nick, what time do we meet today? Remind me, dude. Because I might have to change it. All right. How do you throw a party in outer space? Well, you plan it. Yeah. You want to know why the broom was late to class? It overswept. Okay. I was sleeping this morning too. I kept hitting my snooze button. I was having a really cool dream. I didn't have enough sleep. I was just having a cool dream and didn't want to get up. I don't remember what it was. I also had a dream last night that I was a girl. Yeah, that was weird. I was pretty good looking too. Yeah. I realized I was running around without my top on. Everybody was staring at me. I didn't even have a chance to look at my own boobs. Never bothered doing that. So anyway, there's probably kids listening. I probably shouldn't talk about that. I told you I have weird dreams. That's the first time I think I've ever dreamt that I was a woman, though. What do you say to a rabbit on its birthday? Happy birthday. All right. All right. Noon. Oh, we're supposed to meet in 30 minutes? That's not a problem, man. I can pull that off. All right. Might be Nuno 5 though. All right. Funny, I was listening to him earlier today, as in Jelly Roll. Yeah, oh, no worries. Let's see. Amber had bad dreams. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. I can really empathize with bad dreams. I'm going to tell you right now, there isn't a night that goes by that I don't have at least a drunk dream. Drunk dream, if I don't have a drunk dream, something's probably wrong. So when people are like, and that's the least of it, I'm happy if I just have drunk dreams. Michelle says you were bringing up the past as up a past life as a woman. Oh, okay. Ah, you mean I was not Jimi Hendrix in a past life? You're like, what the fuck are you talking about, Dion? I was born 4 hours after Jimi Hendrix died. So that's why I say that. And no, I'm not. I'm not. I ignored the 7. I was going to read it, though, just to fuck with you. All right. So let's do the daily reflection today first, and then we'll do some big book reading, stuff like that. It's a good day. It's Friday. Friday. All right. The idea of faith. Do not let any prejudice you may have against spiritual terms deter you from honestly asking yourself what they mean to you. Yeah. All right. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 47. All right. Gotta get rid of the prejudice. Okay. Now, I used to run around and hate Christianity because I saw a few bad apples and I condemned all of Christianity for it. Yeah. I would take a couple bad apples from one situation, the whole thing was just, right? That was my extreme thinking. Now, I go out of my way to see where religious people are right. Yeah. It is the concept of taking what you need and leaving the rest because I have no more resentments around it. I have no anger around it. So now I get to listen with a clear head. That's the secret. Getting to a point where you're open-minded enough that no matter who is talking, you're listening. You can't ask for direction and then close your mind to somebody. Because, see, God uses his people to answer you. You don't get to choose which people he's going to pick or he's going to use. You don't get to do that. Right? It might come out of the mouth of somebody you do not like. It's happened to me. It has happened to me. And you know what? I still listened. I still listened. All right. Get moving. The idea of faith is a very large chunk to swallow when fear, doubt, and anger abound in the around me sometimes. Just the idea of doing something different, something I'm not accustomed to doing, can eventually become an act of faith if I do it regularly. Man, it's a very long sentence, and it ain't done. This is a run-on sentence. Anyway, right? Now, the idea of faith is very large chunk to swallow, right? Is it? Is it? Okay. Don't make it harder than it needs to be, Mr. and Miss Intellectual who thinks that they're going to rule this world by their mind alone. Okay. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. This is what I would call an elephant. And in sales, often I would come across somebody who would bring me an elephant. All right. Yes, I did sales, but I'm a trainer. I like training. I like telling people what to do. I'm one of those salespeople where I get on the phone and I'll close right in front of you. It's the luck of the draw usually. But that's what happens when your intentions work a certain way, right? And they come to me, Dion, I'm going to sign up Quiznos. Okay, great, great. And yesterday, and sorry, I saw the word yesterday. Um, right. So what we call this is an elephant, and there's only one way to eat an elephant: a bite at a time. Don't worry about it, right? It's gonna take you 2 years to close that Quiznos. 2 years. We're talking merchant services. All right, it's gonna take you that long because you gotta build rapport, man. You're talking about their money. Their money. You think you're just gonna walk in there after one? No. I've closed a few elephants myself, and it took years. And that's what this is. So, a bite at a time. Michelle says, I like that. I told you yesterday I'm following a guy where I live. He's teaching me what Jesus said and what he meant. I'm hooked. Yeah. It's cool how these things start to match together. Especially, I'll talk to my friend Pastor Marshall. I'll tell her what's going on, and she'll bring up the Bible. She'll be like, Dion, you remind me of Job. You remind me of this. And what it does, now she's complimenting me, and she's not incorrect, but she's making me dig. She's making me learn by encouraging me. See? Tricky shit. I just figured out what she was doing. That tricky shit. That's what makes her a good pastor, though. I love it. I'm not mad about it. I'm kind of happy that, she made me a better person without even me noticing. Oops. Oops a daisy. I just got to be a better person. Oh no. All right. Become an act of faith. I don't even remember. Okay. So a custom of doing can eventually become an act of faith if I do it regularly and do it without debating whether it's the right thing to do. When a bad day comes along and everything is going wrong, a meeting or a talk with another drunk often distracts me just enough to persuade me that everything is not quite as impossible, as overwhelming as I thought. When in doubt, work with another alcoholic always saves the day. Always. It doesn't say it kind of saves the day. It doesn't say partially saves the day. No, it says it always saves the day. Intensive work with other people and other alcoholics will always it'll solve your problems. Because see, all of this is connected, right? The other day I was sharing and I didn't know whether I wanted the topic to be gratitude or fear. So I brought up both. They match. They match. I'm grateful I'm no longer in fear. See, you can take any topic and it's going to fit what you are going through. It's great. Don't you always go to a meeting? Now, here's the thing. 20 of us go to a meeting because we need to hear something. It's one topic, but we all end up hearing what we need to hear. Wow. Huh. I don't understand that part. I don't need to, but I did notice it. Yeah. Doesn't matter what the topic is. You need to hear it. All right. In the same way, going to a meeting or talking with a fellow alcoholics are acts of faith. I would agree with that. Absolutely, they are. I believe I'm arresting my disease. Meenu, 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 meenu. Hello, alcoholism, you are under arrest. Right? Gonna arrest that disease. There are ways I slowly move toward faith in a higher. These are the ways that I slowly move toward faith. Now, I don't want this quick because then I might miss out something really cool, man. And I'm an alcoholic. I don't like to miss out. Even when I was a kid, were you that kind of kid? If your parents were having a party, you had to go to bed. Yeah, that did not work out well for Dion. All right. So, man, what a great fucking day, man. It finally snowed. God, we need some snow. Woo! We need snow. All right. So we're gonna go to the big book. All right. I'm probably gonna go till about 11:55 so that I can get ready for my spot seat. And that'll work out just about right. Thank you for telling me, Nick. I get so embarrassed. But sometimes I can't remember. I got 4 of you. If I just put it in the frickin', we're making progress though. At least I remembered I was meeting with you today. We're making progress, right? All right. Much to our relief, we discovered we need not consider another conception of God. Our own conception, however inadequate, was sufficient to make the approach and to effect contact with Him. Was it so? There's a quality. There's something here. There's a qualification. You need to make the approach. God's all right, but He's been trying to approach you for years. You just didn't notice. Oh no, He hasn't. You're still alive. Yeah. This is the reason right here why I decided AA was okay. Because if you think for 1 second I was going to listen to what your higher power was, your God, no, I was not going to listen. I had already, there's that condemnation again. It's contempt prior to investigation. Well, Dion, how could Dion? I'll be sitting there putting down the Bible. Dion, have you read the Bible? No, then you can't put it down, dude. You haven't even read it. You're not atheist. You're not agnostic. You're a dumbass. Because you didn't check it out. Right? Atheists and agnostics, they do their work. They go check this stuff out. So it doesn't matter. Right? But you've got to make the approach. God grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change. There you go. There's an approach. It doesn't have to be huge. It just needs one little thing. One little thing. Recognition. You just need to recognize that He's there. That's it. It doesn't ask much. Right? As soon as we admitted the possible existence of a creative intelligence, a spirit of the universe, underlying the totality of things, we began to be possessed of a new sense of power and direction, provided we took other simple steps. I love this next part. We found that God does not make too hard terms with those who seek Him. No. God has never put any hard terms on me. Ever. No. Has my life been a little tough? Sure. Has God always provided me with what I needed to work through that? Yes, He has. Absolutely. See, are you a parent? You're alcoholic, which means you have a servant's heart. Just you like helping people. Alcoholics are that way. We do. We really enjoy helping people. But we got to take care of we got to get ourselves in order first, right? So think of it like this. Are you a grandparent? See, I'm a grandparent. Okay, well, the kids can't have sugar this weekend. Grandpa, can we have a Snickers bar? Yeah, I guess. I'm kidding. When the sugar thing is put down, my grandkids are really good about it. They don't even ask for it. So I supply them with alternatives. I'm coming up with an example, right? If my kids need something, I do not make hard terms. Dad, can I borrow $10? Yeah, but you got to go mow the whole lawn. You got to do, no. Mm-mm. I'm not going to make hard terms on them. Well, my higher power didn't either. Now, there is one thing. Sometimes God will give me more than I can handle. Not a whole bunch, but a little bit. He doesn't do that as much anymore, but He used to do that. Okay. Now, this was not about testing me. He wanted me to reach out to His children. That was it. That's what he wanted. He wanted me to reach out to his children. So that's what I did. And my life turned around. I did the hokey pokey and I turned myself around. Yeah. Um, I saw somebody do a post earlier, and the post was kind of along the lines of, you'll find out who your friends are when you go through hard times, or there's. And I thought about nobody in my life is like that anymore. No, I don't hang out with those kinds of people. Now, how did that happen? Well, I had to go change. I had to go change. I had to be the example. I because once I changed and became that person, I started attracting the same types of people as me. And now I've got a shit ton of friends that are great. And by shit ton, I mean like 5, 6. That's a lot for Dion. It's a lot for me. Yeah. All right. To us, the realm of the spirit is broad, roomy, and all inclusive, never exclusive or forbidding to those who earnestly seek. It is open, we believe, to all men. That's what I love about grassroots. We don't be, we help people find their higher power in that group because we are all inclusive. Yeah, because we're all inclusive. I really don't care what you have picked as your higher power. I don't. It does. I don't get to judge. Right? Like, and I used to be judgy about that. People, I picked a door handle. All right. And my joke on that was, well, even a door handle will turn on you, right? But let me tell you something. That was unthinking. That was unthinking of me. About 6 months ago, it was within the last year. I listened to somebody say that, they were newer too, that a door handle. Do you know how to make a door handle? Do you? I don't. I understand the concept. Look at all the little things that go into a door handle, especially a locking door handle, right? Do you know how to do that? I know how to pick it. No. Door handle is bigger than me. I don't know how to make one. Electricity, bigger than me. Internet, bigger than me. All sorts of stuff bigger than me. Got to start somewhere. I usually found that people that do start with things like door handles eventually move on, but God don't care. God does not care. So why should I? What I should do is encourage it. Awesome. You found your higher power. Let's do your 4th step. All right. So Nick says, do your thing. I'm here regardless. Okay. Yeah. I'm well, how long have I been going? 28 minutes. I usually go about 40 minutes. So all right. When therefore we speak to you of God, we mean your own conception of God. Yes. There's no other type of group that will allow this. The 12 steps are the only one that follow it this way that I'm aware of. Oxford Group, nope. Celebrate, nope. Smart, nope. Because the rest of it's contemporary to investigation. Right? Oxford and Celebrate, they love Jesus. Right? Smart Recovery, there's no spirituality at all that I'm aware of. But that doesn't mean that those people don't go to church or find their own spirituality. Right? Yeah. So this applies to other spiritual expressions you may find in this book. Do not let any prejudice you may have against spiritual terms deter you from honestly asking yourself what they mean to you. Don't let your prejudice stand in your way anymore, man. You deserve to be loved. I think that's what people tend to be scared of. Because I spent my whole life people loving me and me running them off. So there's a fear there. There's a fear of abandonment. All right. And I understand that. But now that I'm not that same, and even in sobriety for years, I still felt like an outcast. I didn't feel like I belonged. Right. At the start, this was all we needed to commence spiritual growth, to affect our first conscious relationship with God as we understood Him. Afterwards, we found ourselves accepting many things which then seemed entirely out of reach. That was growth. But if we wish to grow, we had to begin somewhere. So we used our own conception, however limited it was. Right? Now, here's the thing. Are we ever going to know the whole thing? No. So is it limited? We don't even really know if that's limited. We don't know. Because I don't know what the whole thing is. So actually judging this and saying, well, picking a doorknob, that's a good start. How do we know? How do we know? We don't. This is the one thing that I do know. This is one thing that I 100% know. None of us are God. That I do know. And it's all I really need. I'm not God. There we go. I'm also not a train conductor. I'm also not a pilot. I'm also not a lot of things. But I don't run around acting like an airplane pilot. Right? I'll run around acting like a train conductor, but I surely ran around acting like God, thinking I knew better, just deciding all by myself how I'm going to think, how I'm going to act, how I'm going to, well, I'll show them. Right? Shell says, I know that fear of abandon. I see the pattern in my life. I'm fixing that now. I know we had a conversation about it yesterday, Michelle. We did, about a certain person. Yeah. Well, I know. I love it. I love watching all my friends grow and get better and start businesses and doing all these things. I think it's fucking awesome. It is so cool. All right. Before I would get jealous that you're exceeding what I'm doing. Now I'm like, go, 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 go. That's the difference. That is freedom. Freedom. All right. We needed to ask ourselves but one short question. Do I believe, or am I even willing to believe that there is a power greater than myself? If you can do that, then you've already started, right? As soon as a man can say that he does believe or is willing to believe, we emphatically assure him that he is on his way. It has been repeatedly proven among us that upon this simple cornerstone, a wonderfully effective spiritual structure can be built. Got to start somewhere. See, my spirituality is like building a house. I've got to, and they refer to that a lot. We talk about foundations and cornerstones, right? And what are the foundation steps? 1, 2, and 3 are the foundation steps. And you should work on 1, 2, and 3 every single day. It should be the very first thing that you do. And you do it by praying. Ask God to keep you sober. Finish it with the third prayer. You've done steps 1, 2, and 3. Again, I'm powerless over alcohol. My life is unmanageable. Actually, my life's not unmanageable anymore. Okay? But I'm not going to try and manage it because it's not unmanageable. See? All right? So then you're praying. That's step 2. And with the third step, why do we do that? Because there are going to be days when the steps 1, 2, and 3 are all you have. Yeah. All right. So that was the great news for us, for we had assumed we could not make use of spiritual principles unless we accepted many things on faith which seemed difficult to believe. Thank God for that, because I needed it. I did. And what is this? What is this but the ultimate, this This is God meeting me where I am at and giving me the able example so that I start meeting others where they're at. God is meeting you where you're at. He loves you a lot, a lot. I don't have the words for it. I feel it. I mean, my cup overfloweth with love all day, every day. And it comes from God, and I take all that extra and I give it away. I give it to everybody. Otherwise, it's just going to spill all over the floor and everything. Why not give it to people that need it or want it, right? When people presented us with spiritual approaches, how frequently did we all say, I wish I had what that man has. I'm sure it would work if I could only believe as he believes. No. Okay. Let me tell you something. Okay. My recovery is not based on one person. No. Well, it is actually me. Okay. But it is stolen from thousands of people that I have met. My recovery is not the same as the man that took me through the steps. It's not. Okay. So believing like somebody else does isn't going to fit for you. That's why it's important that you pick your own. You have different needs. You're a different person. Right? I'm sure it would work if only I could believe as he believes, but I cannot accept as surely true the many articles of faith which are so plain to him. So it was comforting, yes, comforting, absolutely, to learn that we could commence at a simpler level. Right? There we are again, keeping things simple. Keep it simple. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Nick, give me about 5 minutes. 12:02. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.